Good evening, guys. White Witch 110 here. We're going to continue with the cabin story. Cat. Scott came through the door, giving the old place a facelift. Scott, Abigail ran to his side. I wasn't expecting you. This is such a great surprise. She hugged and kissed him. Aiden, this is my husband, Scott. Scott, this is Aiden, our handyman. The men acknowledged each other while Aiden continued to work. I'll have this room looking like it used to, he proudly proclaimed. What's up, babe? She asked. Thought I'd take you to lunch, but you seem busy. No, I always have time for lunch with my man. The smile on her face brought the thoughts he had crashing down. Scott took her to Dan's bar. They hadn't been there for a while. Well, look who's here. You two need to drop by more often. I miss you guys. Dan hugged them both. You here to eat or set up a date to perform? To eat, Scott remarked with a laugh. How are you two? I hear Sage has moved in with Nicole. Wouldn't be a bit surprised if they married in a couple of years, Dan said. I suppose they are serious. We haven't seen them in a while, Abigail informed him. She did tell me he moved in. She said everyone was taking a break from each other. Still, it sounds weird with you right there, not seeing one another. It happens. She's putting in her own dock, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we see a fence. We need that privacy, Abigail continued. Scott and herself enjoyed a delicious lunch, as usual. I'll be in touch with dates, Dan. We have something we're working on, Scott informed him. Oh, the recording. How's it going? It's done. We're just getting it together to release. Nothing was a secret in this town. Everyone knew your business. It admittedly was frustrating at times. This is an example. Scott reminded himself the only place that truly felt like home was here. They walked back to the mansion together. Remember our first meeting here? Scott asked. Yes, very well. Abigail smiled. I was over the moon. I melted when we met. I never wanted to let go of your hand. All I wanted was to kiss you, to be in your life. The age difference was never a problem for you? He inquired. Never. Not one thought of it at all. I love you. She took Scott into her arms and kissed him passionately. Should we just go home? Abby winked. I'd love to. Joe surprised Scott at the studio the next day. Hey, welcome back. Long time. You here for a bit or for a long time? Scott asked. No time frame. Any chance of a place to crash and dinner? Joe laughed, expecting to use the apartment. Sure, we have a guest room, and the landlady is a good cook. What happened to the apartment? Joe asked. Nicole and Sage are living there. The expected reaction was on his face. Scott filled him in. Wow. Anything else I should know? Scott mentioned Mel and Justin, then Mel and Jan. Holy shit. This is better than TV drama. Joe accepted the room and thanked his longtime friend. When they pulled up, they could see renovations were on their way. What a change. The inside of the cabin was changed too. It's more our taste. Cool. Joe went up to the guest room, got comfortable. When he made his way downstairs, Abigail was in the kitchen. Abby! He went over and hugged her. Joe, it's good to see you. It's been too long. It's only been a few months, he said. A few months too long. You should join the crowd and move here. Joe said his base was in Toronto, so he wouldn't be moving. But the idea is cool. We could have a compound. They'll call us a cult. They laughed. The three sat down to a hot meal. Once Scott got The three sat down to a hot meal. With bellies full, they retired to the living room and talked till just before midnight. The following day, Joe and Scott sat on the veranda. They had time alone while Abigail was at work. Scott brought out a beer for each of them. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, Scott laughed. So how are things with you two, honestly? Things have been great, Scott said. I feel a butt, Joe said. I heard her talking to the new handyman yesterday. She's hitting on him? Joe was shocked. No, they were reminiscing about their childhoods. It was like two old friends. I knew some of the things they were talking about, but my memories are different because of my age. The age thing. Joe had waited for this. We've always said it didn't matter, but listening to them, it suddenly did. Scott rested his forearms on his knees, holding his bottle of beer. Married again and you want out? I didn't say that. Scott avoided looking at Joe. You need a turnstile. Every time things are going good, you find some problem. Joe had the truth. I'm just a joke, Scott added. No, you're fucked up. Joe chuckled, attempting to lighten the mood. You know, people have sent me emails about the difference. Everything from not understanding the attraction to our sex life, wondering if she'll care for me in my old age. Some question if she could handle it. Why are you reading this crap? You shouldn't even be entertaining these people. Did you answer any of them? Joe struggled to keep his temper. The first few, Scott was honest. You're an idiot. I would have deleted every one of them. Joe shook his head. What did you say? I told them she'd be fine. I told them there was no problem with our ages. But Scott was lying. He hadn't been sure. Someone even said she'd leave me the older I got. You know she'll never leave. You know that, Scott. Joe was upset by his friend's stupidity. Scott hung his head after taking the last swig of beer. I can't help it. There have been times I figure she'd be better with a man her own age. Listen to me. Abigail is devoted to you. She is the most loyal woman you've ever had in your life. None have ever supported you as she has. I know for a fact, even when you left her, Abigail continued loving you. Stop this shit. For once in your life, relax and let it happen. Ignore all those jealous people because they don't have what you do. And we'll leave it right there for this installment. Now, if you enjoyed my spooky stories, you've been here for a while in that case, you can, or should I say, will be able to find them over on Haunted Maple 112. I honestly cannot remember if I have any there at the moment, but I do have two completed, two new ones, and just started a third one today. So you may be hearing them soon. I'll also be looking through my binder I have here at some of the old stories that I had written for this channel. and I'll be reading them over there. I haven't put up much there, but I will get back into the swing of things. So as always, thank you to my loyal subscribers for coming by to hear another installment of The Cabin. Even though it's a short one, it still is an installment. And the usual. You see something that interests you, like, comment, and share out. And also, subscribe and remember the notification bell. And from a somewhat icky, can't decide whether to rain or snow, Ottawa, ciao for now.